In continuation of the last problem where we arrived at the rectangular equation of y squared equals 1 minus x over 2, perhaps if you were having a little bit of trouble graphing this one, what we can do is we can make a table like the first example. So since our parameter is from negative pi over 2 to positive pi over 2, I can substitute in each of these values into my parametric equations in order to get the coordinates that I need to graph here, which can help me determine the direction in which the object is traveling. So if I substitute in negative pi over 2 into cosine 2t, then I'm going to get negative 1 as that value. If I substitute in negative pi over 2 into my sine function, I get negative 1 as my y-coordinate. And I'm going to plot these as I go. So if I plot negative 1, my coordinate is going to be here. Now let's substitute in negative pi over 4 into cosine 2t, which will give me 0. Sine negative pi over 4 will give me negative square root of 2 over 2. I'm going to approximate that about right here, 0, negative square root of 2 over 2. Then I'll substitute in 0 for cosine 2t, which will give me 1. 0 in for sine t will give me 0. So let's plot the coordinate 1, 0. And as I connect these dots here, I see that I am traveling in what appears to be a counterclockwise direction. So let's continue these last coordinates by substituting in pi over 4. I get 0 square root of 2 over 2, which would be about right here. And as I substitute in pi over 2, I will get negative 1, positive 1. And what we see here is that because the parameter was from negative pi over 2 to pi over 2, the only part of the parabola that I'm going to see is from where t equals negative pi over 2 to t equals positive pi over 2, which would be the coordinates negative 1, negative 1. We are traveling counterclockwise, and we are going to stop at the point negative 1, positive 1.